Well, hey there folks, and welcome back once again to the Hop House. It's Eddie here, and it's time for another beer review, and it's time for another of the low alcohol or non-alcoholic beer reviews. Now we're in June. I did put a video up earlier. Well, I recorded it earlier, actually only put it up the other day, stating that during June I'm having a bit of a break off the regular beers, trying to lose a bit of podge. I've been hitting the gym as well, so I look a bit hench. Alright. Anyway, I get married in like a month, so I'm trying to just stay off the beer for a bit. So I've tried out a couple of non-alcoholic versions, low alcohol, non-alcoholic beers, just to see what I thought. So we did the two from the Aldi Hop Foundry. The IPA was okay, the IPL was dreadful. So I've hit Morrisons, and I've hit Morrisons hard. So they're actual non-alcoholic beer. We're talking more like your real ales and craft beers, although I have got a lager down there, but it's an Aldi lager. I mean, I remember the days of like Caliber, and that was sort of non-alcoholic lager. It was dreadful. And nowadays you get the Budweiser Zeros and the Beck's Blue, which is, it's okay, ain't bad, but it doesn't really taste like beer. So you do tend to struggle when it comes to non-alcoholic beers for them to actually taste like beer. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to crack on with a couple of reviews. Are you ready? Are you set? Let's go. Okay, so first up, in a lovely bottle from St. Peter's Brewery, I believe are based in Suffolk, and it is this. It is St. Peter's without alcohol free, so it's 0%. So without gold, the golden version. I think the original one is more of a ruby beer, a darker beer, but this is the gold. Got this in Morrisons. It's got the old medicinal style looking bottle, like an apothecary medicinal bottle. That's what all their, I haven't even had a drink. That's how all their bottles come, and it's not long been out. Well, it's been in the fridge for a bit. It's been out for about 5-10 minutes or so, but it does still feel very nice and cold. Should we get it out into a glass? Right, got the shipyard glass for this one, 500ml bottle. This in Morrisons was £1.20, £1.30, something like that. So it's not that expensive really. Probably if you think your normal 500ml bottles are 4-6 quid to £1.50, so it's a little cheaper than that. But you know what? If it's decent, if it actually tastes like beer, I don't mind. Right, sorry, step back a bit. Let's get out another glass. See how she looks, and then we'll do the usual. Now, am I going to get ahead on it? It is a non-alcoholic beer. It probably is going to have a thin body. Ooh. Well, hello, St. Peter's without gold. Without gold, that means it's worth nothing. What is 0%, I suppose? Right, there you go. Very light in colour. It looks like a lager or a shandy. White head on it, loads of bubbles and carbonation, as you can see, fizz rising up from the middle and the sides of the glass. It's got a good head on it though. Look at that head. Right, let's just give it a bit of a jig. Can't do it too much because the glass is full, so I'll jig it a bit later. Just a bit of laser vision for the lacing fans out there. But yeah, that looks like a very light sort of lagery type beer. But it's got a decent head on it. Yeah, looks alright. Right, we'll get the nose in there, time to give it a whiff. See what we can sniff. Ooh, very, I think they tried to recreate like a beer hoppy smell. Very peaty smelling, very herbally. Herbally, earthy, peaty. It's not far off like a hop smell, but it's not. And if you're a beer drinker, you know it's not a hop smell, but I think like some of the other beers we had, like when we did the Shipyard Low Tide there, 0.5%, they sort of put some lactose in it to sort of try and fake your taste buds into thinking it's sort of hoppy, or thinking it's got that alcohol and hop taste. It doesn't smell bad, but it doesn't smell, I can see what they're doing. In other words, it smells sort of similar to beer, but it's not beer. I know it's not beer. I can tell it's not beer, but it doesn't smell horrendous. So it's a decent effort on that. Right, give it a try. The head's staying. Look at the lacing on that. That's got really good lacing. We'll get a bit more into the lacing when we get down the glass a bit. Right then, bottoms up down the hatch. Let's go. Yes. Now, I have to say, this is not a virgin beer review. I've had it before. And I rushed back, and I'll use the word rushed back to Morrisons to get more. That is lovely. That is wicked. That is a non-alcoholic beer / ale that tastes like an ale. Ho ho! Result! Now it's got, I know it's not alcohol, and I know it's not, maybe it is hops. It tastes more traditional in the hops, but it's got the bitterness at the back end that lingers. It's got like a earthy, floral feel to it. Not necessarily citrus, because again, I don't think it's supposed to be an American style hopped beer. It's supposed to be like a golden beer, so maybe something like a Hobgoblin Gold, where there is hops in there, of course, but there's some sweetness. So there's some sweetness down the middle of the tongue, as you would expect. Oh, it's really coming out now. Really floral and earthy, and like elderflowery, that kind of floral smell, which usually I don't like in beer. I have to admit, there's a Purple Moose elderflower ale, and I can't stick it, but in this it works. Oh, now have a look at that. Bearing in mind, this is a non-alcoholic beer. Look how it swirls around in the glass. Look at it. Now look at the lacing. Look at the head retention. Look at the lacing, following it up, clinging to the side of the glass. The bubbles are following the head. Tremendous. I really, when I had this, it really surprised me, and I was like, I only bought one bottle of it, so I went to Morrisons to get more. £1.30. Yeah, you could say £1.30 for an expensive bottle of pop, I suppose. It don't taste like pop. It tastes like beer. It does taste like a beer. Wow. Right. Let's read what it says on the back of the bottle. It is in quite small writing, so watch me squint. So, without gold, alcohol-free beer, a refreshing, delicious, golden coloured, alcohol-free craft beer, which has ever so slightly sweet malt flavour, combined with a pleasingly subtle citrus flavour in the mouth. And then it's got ingredients: water, malted barley, maize, hops and yeast. Maize. Maybe it's the maize that's giving the peatiness and the earthiness. Don't usually see maize as a ingredient in a beer. Now, it really tastes like beer. It's really good. Really good. Like, really good. So much so, hence I said that I rushed back to Morrisons to get more. And yes, I'm keeping off the normal beers during June. By the way, if you see some other posts that I've put up, I did put one up earlier of the North Star. That's from last month. So that I've even got some videos from April that I've still got to put up. So there will still be regular beer reviews going up as well that I've done in the past. But believe me, in June I've really tried to stay off it. I had a couple of beers when I went up to Yorkshire, but you've got to, haven't you? It's Yorkshire. But apart from that, I've really sort of stayed off it. But this, coming back to this, alcohol-free jobby that tastes like a beer. So much so, as I said, I rushed back to Morrisons, I got more. And I'll go as far as saying, and some people may go, oh, I'll go as far as saying that even when I'm back to drinking stuff like Ghost Ship or the Sadler's Hot Bomb or new beers like this, which I found in Lidl, sort of left over from the Craft Beer Festival. We'll get to that in July. But even when I go back to the normal beers, I'll probably still drink this as well. If I think, oh, you know what, I fancy a day, the footy's on or whatever, because we've got the Euros on and all that, or something, Wimbledon or something. Anyway, I'm watching something on telly and I just say, you know what, I don't fancy having an actual alcoholic beer. I'll crack open a bottle of that because it tastes really good. Bravo, St. Peter's, you've done a great job there in fooling my taste buds into thinking that this is a proper beer, because it tastes like a proper beer, it looks like a proper beer, it laces like a proper beer, it swirls around in the glass, got the quality of it like a real beer. Can't believe I'm going to do this for a non-alcoholic beer. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up from me. If you want a break, if you want to do dry January when it comes around next year, or you want to do Stoptober or whatever they call it, give that a whirl from Morrisons. It's really good. Apparently the normal without's not that great. I've not tried it yet. But that is fantastic. Bravo, St. Peter's. Thank you very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you again for another video right here on the Hop House. Ciao for now, people.